Eintracht FC Köln. Just imagine facing a rival you have never been able to defeat. What are your expectations in this game? Would you feel confident? Would you see a chance to defeat that team that you have never been able to defeat? What would be there in your mind? I don't know, if I were one of the players of the FC Köln, I would have gone to that game like, I have nothing to lose, I would give my best, not 100%, like million percent, but they were facing Eintracht that is in third position with chances even to get the first position in the standings if they defeat Bayern and Wolfsburg. Not easy task, but feasible. And I think that was what the Heserinnen had in mind. Winning this game because Bayern and Wolfsburg are approaching in the next games they are facing their direct rivals. So this was a monologue. Eintracht attacking and attacking and attacking and suffocating FC Köln. So the Kölnerinnen has a couple of chances to score, but I insist, this was a brutal monologue. The big first chance for scoring came in minute 9, of course for Eintracht, and it was the chance for Anyomi to score with a header, but she failed. And I was like, why throwing balls to Anyomi to score with a head? She's not that skilled with headers. She's skilled, but when piercing the lines. But Eintracht continued with the same tactic, and it wasn't Anyomi. It was Ashikas. She won't forget this day because this is the first time that she's in the starting 11. If I'm not wrong, she was replacing Geraldine Reutela, that is injured, and just imagine, first time in the starting 11, first time scoring a goal in the Frauen-Bundesliga, so she will never forget this. Some German phrases that I learned in this match were the next. Anspruch der FC Köln. I've heard this before the kickoff. So remember at the beginning of this section I was talking about Köln facing a team they have never been able to beat. But what is there to lose? Nothing. Just I can beat them for the first time today. Why not? This is the Anspruch, right? A verb that is commonly used is kriegen. For example, you're attacking and you get a corner kick to your favor. So we say eine Ecke kriegen or ein Elfmeter kriegen. So you do something with your tactics, maybe with your skills, and you get something in favor. And the last phrase that I heard was this. Das ist keine Aufgabe für Stina gewesen. In that case, it was that the Kölnerinnen were attacking, but Stina Johannes didn't have to do much, in order to either stop the ball or just observing the ball pass over her. Eintracht won the game. They kept that third position in the standings. The Kölnerinnen are still fighting to get away from the relegation zone. They kept 10 points, but those 10 points mean that Duisburg, Nürnberg, RB Leipzig are there and waiting for them. Luckily for the FC Köln, they have the experience of beating those 3 teams in the Hinrunde. So they got the spirit against those teams like, we can beat you. The MSV against FC Nürnberg. I need to tell you that I really hold dear the MSV Duisburg because of their spirit. I would like that team to stay in the Frauen-Bundesliga and see it next season. But it seems that all teams I support and I like kind of get defeated. I don't know why. But anyways, the interesting thing here is that the MSV had 2 points before starting the game, and Nürnberg 5. They were at the bottom of the table. So Nürnberg 11 position and the MSV 12 position. So this was a direct confrontation in order to avoid falling into the Zweite Frauen-Bundesliga. This was your direct rival. This is the rival you needed to beat. There was no other option. The words that I learned here were the next. Der Vorletzte and der Letzte. So Vorletzte applies for Nürnberg, so they were in 11th position, and for the last position we use the word der Letzte, so in this case the MSV. I need to remark here something. The MSV club opens the big stage to their female team. You could see that there were around 2,000 fans on the stage, but yeah, mostly the stadium was empty. Nevertheless, it is big difference when you play in the big stage than in a pitch that sometimes looks like a training pitch and not the official one. I was really happy to see that the MSV opens the big stage to the female team despite they being in last position and about to get relegated. A little example of what I'm saying is that as this game was progressing, the fans were chanting, and that chant was reverberating in the stadium. And just imagine you being a player and feeling that energy of your fans, providing you this positive feeling. This is really important. Now, moving on to the game. Yeah, I was pretty excited to see that game because I knew that this game was about to be marvelous because, you know, it was Bayern fighting for avoiding relegation. And yeah, the game started, and in second 40, Nuremberg scored. My jaw dropped at that moment. Not even a minute had passed when Nuremberg scored. Oh my god. And it has happened to the MSV in other games that in the first 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes they receive a goal. So this is not surprising. Then the game continue. Minute 2, 20 seconds. Another goal. But it wasn't scored by the MSV. It was scored by Nuremberg again. But you know, I didn't care at that point because I just wanted to see it. I was even pretty excited to see how the Sabrinas will react, because that is why I hold this team so dear, because of their spirit. Yeah, the whole game until the end turned into what I was expecting. Yeah, so both sides attacking each other, creating big chances of scoring. Yeah, going there until in minute 54. Yeah, Emmeline scored for the MSV. Yeah, it was really cool to see a goal scored by the Sabrinas, and that goal turned the game into something better than it had been until that moment. Then Nürnbergerinnen felt that the MSV could score another goal, and they were about to score that equalizer. But yeah, the game finished and they didn't find the equalizer. So Nürnberg said goodbye to their relegation zone. So they are not in 11th or 12th position. In 11th position, if I'm not wrong, we have RB Leipzig, and then of course the MSV. Es geht Essen against VfL Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg needed to win this game in order to keep that first position in the standings, and the Esserinen needed to win this game in order to take fourth position in the standings and approach that zone in which they can get access to the knockout stages for the Women's Champions League. I was pretty excited to watch this game because Essen has been a kind of surprised this season, and I do this because I don't know if calling it surprise, you just see that team playing so well connected, well organized. No surprise that they are in the position they are, in 5th position. And yeah, I was rooting for Essen in this game because maybe you have felt it. I tend to root for what we call underdogs. So yeah, I was rooting for Essen. The game started. The first half finished 0-0, but if you had watched that first half, yeah, it was delightful, because if we had to describe the attitude of both teams, I would say that the Serinen were like saying to the Belfinen, hey, show me what you got, I'm just waiting for it. And yeah, the Belfinen just got a hold of the ball and started attacking. And the Serinen defended pretty well. They felt confident without having the ball. And believe me, a team that is capable of feeling confident playing without the ball and leaving the ball to an opponent, in this case with the name Wolfsburg, this is not little thing. That was an exquisite first half. Then the second half started. It was minute 50 in which we reached heaven. Essen counterattacked, and my favorite player in this team, Lili Purcell, scored. Yeah. I was pretty confident that she was about to score that, and she didn't disappoint me. A phrase that we can learn here from the way she scored that goal is Klasse gemacht, that she scored with great skill. After she scored, I was like praying for this game to end like this, with a victory for the Serinen. But it seemed I was praying to the wrong god, because 5 minutes later, Vivian Endemann scored for Wolfsburg. And curiously enough, she comes from the Essen school. Yeah, she was a player in Essen. So, an equalizer, and well, with an equalizer against Wolfsburg, yeah, okay, it's okay. Like 5 minutes later, after the equalizer, Marina Hegerin scored a world-class goal. So it was impossible to stop that. So 2-1, another player that comes from the SGS Essen school. And the game continued, and we were hoping that the Serinen could find an equalizer, but no, then we witnessed a mistake, and the Belfinen scored once again. It was Eva Payer. Yeah, just look. Yeah, you felt it at that moment that it was the end of the game. So a phrase that I learned here is the next: Die Fans erheben sich hier. So it means that the fans, start chanting, supporting the team with their voices out loud. So this is the end of the video. These were my reactions for these games, and yeah, and subscribe to the channel by clicking on the bell. Activate all notifications by clicking on the dark bell, so in that way you receive notifications about the new videos that we are uploading in the channel. Your like helps us a lot in this channel, and of course, if you share this video with your community, we will be growing more and more. So thank you for that, and see you in the next video.